What's going on, chat? So today we are playing the Ride the Teemo Pause. Playing Ride the Teemo Pause, the deck. This deck is going to have some broken combos in it, and we are trying to make the best use of Teemo that we can. We will be playing Purple Teemo today. This will be our chosen champion. We're going to go over some of the choices here. So, the battlefields, we will be going Battle Tree Game 1 and these Game 2, Game 3, depending on what you think. But Battle Tree Game 1 is generally the best battlefield that you can have, is because it's fine if you go first or second. You getting on this battlefield is just a boon to all your plays, because if you have a card like Ember Monk, you can put your Teemo from your champion zone and play Consult the Past, and this Ember Monk is just extremely difficult to get rid of. So we're gonna go over the combos and the curves and how to play the deck and why the deck is built this way, right? So a lot of the deck's power will actually come from Ride the Wind. This card is broken beyond belief. This card can do so many crazy things. You can even use it to score on your opponent's turn, right? So if let's say you go first, you play your 2-drop, and the thing is, it's hard. You literally cannot miss a 2-drop in this deck, because you have Teemo in your chosen champion zone that costs no power. So it's not like most champions that actually do cost power, but you will play a 2-drop on turn 2 and then turn 1, and then you will immediately on your second turn go ahead and conquer the open battlefield. And then let's say your opponent uses their turn 1 unit to maybe a Daring Poro to try and get rid of your 2-drop. Then you just Ride the Wind, move it over to the other battlefield, and it'll score, because it starts a showdown and you will score. So you'll be up to 2 points, and your opponent, you'll go trade a point for a point, but your opponent's already falling behind at that point. A lot of the strength of this deck is actually that you get to see so many cards. So for example, Stack Deck, Stupefy, you're going through your deck so quickly. Consult the Past. We're able to play a handful of 1-ofs and 2-ofs, which we will go over shortly. So you're basically, the early game consists of playing something small, getting on a board, and putting down a Consult using your Legends ability, not having to pay power. Basically, you draw 2 cards for paying 1 energy. That's insane. That's insane value. So the one of the combos that you'll use to end the game is this Kaisa. You play Kaisa, so whenever she conquers, she can play a spell from your trash with energy cost less than your points, for free. You have to pay power, but it's free. So for example, if you are at 5 points and you conquer with Kaisa, you will be able to play a Consult the Past from your trash, and you'll just draw 2. And so if you have 8 runes up, what you'll do is you play Kaisa. You're going to Ride the Wind, and it moves her to the battlefield that you want to conquer. And assuming she does conquer it, she'll be readied with ganking, so she can go to the other battlefield. But she'll be able to do something like rebuke the creature that's on that battlefield, or fight or flight that unit that's on that battlefield. So she might even be able to gust. Or honestly, if you're not gonna, if there's nothing threatening there, you just start drawing more cards. You play Stack Deck, you play Stupefy on something. You can even retreat her if you want to, just to keep her safe from removal and to do it again. You do all kinds of crazy things. So the deck will be playing that main combo to close, but Ride the Wind is such a versatile card, because you can even use it to play a Rasa that's cheap, pay maybe a Rasa that costs like 1 or 2, and then just immediately Ride the Wind, go onto a battlefield, And honestly, if your battlefield is Windswept Hillock, that Rasa will have ganking. So you might be able to take 2 with it depending on the board, how big the other unit is on that other battlefield. So yeah, and then other cards that we'll be playing. We're playing one of Rebuke, one of Fight or Flight. We did go over, since you see so much of your deck, we can afford to play some of these one-ups. One of Fight or Flight, one of Rebuke, one of Singularity. And, you know, we just go through the deck so quickly that the Rasa will be cheap. And we also just have a Watcher because it's a good card, and we got a lot of options there. Our sideboard includes Dr. Mundo for the Kaisa matchup. Kaisa has trouble clearing units with high might, and as we went over, you know, we're going to have a lot of might. And if we ever get to 10, that's getting, you use Ride the Wind. He just comes out and hits something immediately, especially if it's out to a Windswept Hillock. It gets very out of control. We'll have 2 acceptable losses in case we come up against a Aurora deck. Rebukes are very good against Master Yi because, or any green deck, because they cannot defy Rebuke. And we'll also have Sprite Mother for the sideboard, maybe against something like Kaisa or something with smaller units. We can go ahead and just use this to trade off or score some points or deny the opponent some points. Like, for example, Victor really does not like to see Sprite Mother on the other side because of the board, because Victor will have trouble taking points from a Sprite. It's a 3 might is annoying for Victor to have to deal with. So that is another deck that we'd side Sprite Mother into. And Falling Comet is generally just for orange and green decks. For example, that would be Master Yi and Set. It's just really like, you know, you pay 5, it's no power cost, and you're able to, you know, threaten a removal, and it is action. So if your opponent is attacking, sometimes you will just be able to use this. And this is the deck. And let me know in the comments if you guys like the ideas, have better ideas, and if you guys want to see more decks like this or see upgrades to this deck. The deck will be in the comments and the description, and let me know how you guys like it. Here's the gameplay. Hey, what's going on, chat? So here we are loading in our Teemo deck. The Ride the Wind is Broken deck. We're gonna be showcasing some broken things you can do with Ride the Wind, or we're gonna get broken, you know. We don't always win, but let's go ahead and give it a shot. We are gonna go first here. So opponent is playing Zon Warrens for round 1. Round 1, we are playing Bandletree. Zon Warrens could be really good for us, but we'll find out pretty soon how we want to play this out. So we are going against Master Yi. Sprite Mother is worse, and so is Retreat. So we're just going to go ahead and put those away. And it will be our turn. So we'll go ahead and take our turn first. Put a Traveling Merchant to the board and pass the turn here. Opponent's first turn is a Wielder of Water. So when it attacks or defends alone, it will get 2 might. Now we got to figure out exactly how we want to do this. Fight or Flight is pretty good in this matchup. Gust is pretty good against Yi also. It just depends on whether we can Gust that unit. We will be able to Fight or Flight here. I believe we want to start with this Merchant. I think I'm okay with getting rid of this Watcher here. So we're gonna go ahead and discard our Watcher and draw a card, and then we'll get our first point. Now we do need to decide a little bit. I will just go ahead and hide a card. Oops. Go ahead and hide 2 cards here. And we do have a stacked deck ready, and we'll go ahead and pass the turn to the opponent here. I think we're going to stack deck when they go in for that. I'm going to stack deck here. So we will get a look at the top 3. Okay, we got Ride the Wind. We got the Ride the Wind and Kaisa combo, and Stupefy and Traveling Merchant. So we don't need Merchant. We can probably just go on without the Stupefy here. We will go ahead and get the Ride the Wind here. And so we do have that combo, and this will go to the graveyard. So they will go ahead and get their point here. And we do have the Ride the Wind Kaiser combo, but that will be in 2 to 3 turns, depending on how we, go ahead and play this out. Opponent plays a Kiana 2 base and passes the turn. Okay, that's pretty interesting. So we'll go ahead and draw, go ahead and hold here. So I think we just Singularity and make this impossible for the opponent to play. That could be very promising here. I think we're just going to go ahead and do that because the opponent is going into 6. They can't Yi next turn, so we're going to go ahead and Singularity 2, 3. We got to pay the deflect cost there. We are at 2 points to the opponent's 1 point. So we can fight or flight this and take this. I think we're just going to go ahead and do that. So if we fight or flight, right? So we're going to go ahead and fight or flight the merchant back to base and then trigger that will allow us to discard. We don't need this extra Kai, so we're going to go ahead and draw here. This Watcher is probably also not that necessary. We're going to go ahead and merch. Oh, oops, sorry, flip this. So we'll go ahead and flip that Teemo just to make sure it doesn't die. But yeah, and then we'll go ahead and discard. I think we want to discard a Watcher also again and draw. And then we'll get a point and then trigger that and discard again to draw. The question is, do we even need this Kaisa here? Do we need Kaisa and Ride the Wind? I think we actually don't need the Kaisa, strangely enough. And we'll just pass the turn back to the opponent. So now we have 7 cards. There's 7 cards in the graveyard. So this Rasa will cost 1. And opponent plays an Hourglass. So it looks like their plan is to play Yi out here. So we're going to go ahead and score 2 points. We could also just hold this Rebuke for the Yi, and then we'll go to 7 points right after that. We could also stack deck here. I think stack decking is fine, just to spend some energy here. So I think we're okay with developing something here. We'll go ahead and just take this student, but I don't think we'll need it here. So we're gonna go ahead and shuffle this to the bottom. And I think we just, yeah, so we're pretty much, we have 8 in the trash right now. So we're gonna go ahead and probably play Rasa here. Because basically our next turn is just Rebuke, right? So we're going to go ahead and play Rasa to this Zon Warrens here, paying purple. And we'll move the Merchant trigger. We're going to go ahead and discard the student that we don't need. And then we'll pass the turn back to the opponent here. This looks pretty bad for the opponent since they have no board. Yeah, they play a Dread Bloom Predator to the Teemo. Okay, I think. We need to play the deflect cost for that. I think we're just going to go ahead and Rebuke here. 2, 3. Yeah, we got no runes. but we will go to 7. It's gonna be insane here. We're gonna go to 7 here. So the opponent needs to take us off of both points. Oh, okay. Opponent will concede. Okay, let's go to game 2. Fascinating game here. So yeah, if you can manage to keep Yi on no units, you will eventually win the game there. I think we're gonna go ahead and put in our falling comets and potential going second. I don't think we really want this Mundo here. Yeah, good thing about purple is that there are a lot of tools to keep the Teemo, or excuse me, a lot of tools to keep the Master Yi in check. Because in the form of Gust, we can just like keep them off of points, or and the fight or flight is the same same thing there. So we will get rid of our retreats. The next thing is what else is less. Oh, Sprite Mothers are pretty bad into Yi. So there's an easy forward card switch there. Take out the Sprite Mothers. Take out the retreats because those cards are mostly for Kaisa and other decks with more removal options. Okay, so we're gonna now go ahead with this thing, put all our cards. So we're going to choose our second battlefield. We should probably do Windswept is pretty good for them also. I think we want Windswept if we're going first. We'll go with Targons. The opponent will have the decision to go first. They will be choosing the Grove of the God Willow. So let's go ahead and draw our opening hand. We need something that can contest Yi a little better. So Ember Monk is pretty good for holding purposes. We can go ahead and get rid of this Stupefy here, and we probably just leave it like that, just 1 to the bottom. Okay, ready. So opponent will play Clockwork Keeper on their first turn. So we will go ahead and get our third rune here. We're gonna get our Traveling Merchant here. And the question is, how much do we care about gusting this first play? And I think we care enough to actually do it and just hold this Grove forever. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and pass the turn. Yeah. I'm going to gust. Try to gust at least. So when opponent tries to go to Grove, so we do successfully gust here. Opponent will play a Wielder of Water. So we'll go ahead and take our turn here. We're going to questions. Yeah, let's go ahead and move this merchant here. Trigger, we're going to discard our Teemo to draw a card and score my first point. We're going to go ahead and put our Ember Monk onto the Grove of the God Willow and just try to hold it indefinitely. And we'll go ahead and actually put this Consult the Past onto that battlefield so it's harder for the opponent to clear. So opponent will have their Wielder of Water go to excuse me, go to the Targon's Peak and play a Poro and a Clockwork Keeper, and they are not drawing a card. 1, 2, 2. So okay, yep. So opponent plays all 6 here. We're gonna go ahead and get our point and draw a card here. Pretty good for us. Now the question is exactly how we want to move past this. I do think the opponent is trying to do something like a Primal Strength. That could prove very problematic for us, but I think what we want to do here is just completely fortify that position so they just can never take that. We'll go ahead and put an Ember Monk again here. And it looks like we're just going to go ahead and pass the turn. No. Now, we're gonna go ahead and flip this face up. I'll draw 2. And we'll put another hidden face down here. Pass the turn to the opponent. This could have been wrong because we might need to play a fight or flight, but it is still not known. Yep. So the opponent, go ahead. Opponent will play meditation to draw and channel a rune. Oh, never mind. Yeah, you're good. So they move the Wielder of Water back to the base, and they play Mask of Foresight and a Kiana. So now they have no runes available, but we're gonna go ahead and ready here, and we will draw for the Grove. We have a lot of good options for us here. We can actually ride the wind unit over. Now, I actually think we're going to just... Oh, we could play the Kaisa here and just draw 2. I think we actually want to go ahead and stack deck first. Do we want to do that? Honestly, I don't think so. What if we just put Kaisa to the Grove? We can also just... Oh, if we move Kaisa over and then send her over here, right? How good is drawing? I just don't think it's necessary. I think we just like present a humongous board to this Grove of the God Willow and pass the turn to the opponent. Like, how does the opponent get out of this? I have 7 runes available to use here. They're gonna play Sabotage. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and let this Sabotage happen here. Lots of choices for the opponent here. Opponent will take the Ride the Wind from our hand and make us put it to the bottom of the deck here. Opponent will send the Wielder of Water here. Think. So we're gonna start with Consult. Opponent wants to defy this. Okay. So now it's 5. Okay, Mask of Foresight. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's really good. We're gonna go ahead and play. Let's go ahead and stack deck here. So we're gonna go ahead and get that Ravenbloom Student Might there. I think we stack deck again, because I don't think we need this Watcher here. It's a very big question mark. We're just gonna take the stack deck. We do want some more cards to play. We're gonna try and really defend this here. The problem is they can easily have Primal Might. Wait. So we can... I think we want to Fallen Comet this here. And we will... If that resolves, we will go ahead and get a Might on the Ravenbloom Student for this turn. Yep. So that wielder actually will die. Okay, we're gonna stack deck here. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and stack deck, but just to let it get it to happen, right? We're gonna go ahead and put this rebuke in the hand. These students are not important for us. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and draw for turn. We're gonna get a point and draw a card here. Opponent is at 4 points to 3 points to our 4 points. They've played another Mask of Foresight. So I think we actually just really try and hold this position here. We can look to play the Kaisa to the base and just play the Teemo. I don't think they can take this position from us, but we can take the Targons from them because eventually we'll just be able to do that because we can play removal. We're gonna go ahead and play the Kaisa here, and we're gonna go ahead and play a hidden card to the Grove of the Godwillow to try and guarantee that we still do have Rebuke and Gust as options. With probably Gust is not that good because Mask of Foresight, it's pretty much unplayable at this point. But we will have Rebuke. Oh. So they're going to go ahead and Clockwork Keeper here. We're going to go ahead and flip this Teemo. So this triggers. Yes. So they're going to trade Teemo for their Clockwork Keeper. Okay, opponent is at 7 points. So this could end very badly for us here. We need to be very careful. If we can get the opponent to just have this Pit Rookie and this Clockwork Keeper, I think we're in a very good position, and I think we actually are able to. So we're just gonna start by playing this Falling Comet to target the Yi. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and, yeah. We're gonna go ahead and move. We have 5 runes ready. And when the opponent has 2 cards in hand, 2 runes available, we're going to go ahead and rebuke this Kiana here. And 3. Yeah, we had to pay a deflect cost. GG. Opponent has a defy and a first mate. And yeah, we have won. We've won game 1 and 2. We have successfully used Rasa and Kaisa. We've successfully used Rasa, Kaisa, and to get free cards out of here. And we've successfully used Gust because that card is insane against Master Yi. And then let me know in the comments if you guys like this deck and like other Teemo decks. If you want to see more other Teemo decks, let me know. I will be glad to play them. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.